Today's Bible stories are about one of Abraham's biggest sources of anxiety, the extreme beauty of his wife, Sarah. We will revisit the Old Testament, specifically the book of Genesis, to see how Abraham was forced to watch his wife in the hands of a powerful king twice, and how his son Isaac later faced a similar fate. These are the Bible stories of Sarah and the kings. After receiving the Lord's call, Abraham headed to the Negev. But a famine struck the land, and due to its severity, Abraham and Sarah, who at that time were called Abram and Sarai, sought shelter in Egypt. Not without worries, especially in the heart of Abraham, due to his wife's extreme beauty. As the couple entered Egypt, Sarai's beauty captured the attention of the Egyptians. Whispers of her grace spread swiftly, reaching Pharaoh's officials, who praised her before him. Soon, Sarai was taken into the royal palace. The Pharaoh, captivated by Sarai, took her as a wife and showered Abram with gifts, livestock, wealth, and servants. Abram's fortunes grew, but his heart ached for his wife, now claimed by another man. We don't know if Pharaoh had consummated his marriage, nor if intimate moments had happened between the two. But given the severity of what would happen next, we can make some educated guesses. As Pharaoh was enjoying his new marriage, a divine wrath struck the palace. A plague infected Pharaoh's household. It did not take much for Pharaoh to understand that his union with Sarai was the cause. The Bible does not specify if this revelation was manifested to him through a dream, as it would happen with the next king who would take Sarah, or if an Egyptian erudite made the conclusion. Pharaoh, seeking to alleviate the divine punishment, summoned Abram, his face a storm of anger and pain. "What have you done to me?" Pharaoh demanded. "Why didn't you tell me she was your wife? Why did you say, 'She is my sister,' so that I took her to be my wife?" Abram, struggling to maintain his composure, remembered what happened between him and Sarai as they neared the bustling borders. Abram turned to Sarai, his face etched with worry. "When the Egyptians see you," he warned, "they will say, 'This is his wife,' and they will kill me but let you live. Please, say you are my sister, so they will treat me well for your sake and spare my life." Pharaoh, understanding but furious, ordered Abram and Sarai to leave Egypt immediately. He allowed them to keep the gifts and servants. Among those servants was Hagar, who would become Abraham's concubine and would bear his first son, Ishmael. Abraham's life would continue as he would have a second son, Isaac, who, as we will see, would face the same fears as his father. But before addressing Isaac's fear of losing Rebekah, let's revisit how Abraham was about to lose Sarah once again. Years had passed since the Egypt episode. Despite being almost 90 years old, Sarah's beauty had not diminished with age. Consequently, Abraham's fears of losing her still weighed heavily on his heart. If you are a skeptical viewer, you might wonder how a woman of such an advanced age could maintain such remarkable beauty. Rest assured, we will return to this point later. As circumstances pushed Abraham to settle in the land of Gerar, fear for his life due to his wife's beauty gripped him again. He claimed Sarah as his sister, and once more, the deception led to a king taking her as his wife. This time it was Abimelek, king of Gerar and the Philistines. Before consummating the marriage, God appeared to Abimelek in a dream, warning, "You are as good as dead because of the woman you have taken. She is a married woman." Abimelek, who had no intimate moments with Sarah so far, protested, "Lord, will you destroy an innocent nation? Did he not say to me, 'She is my sister'? And didn't she also say, 'He is my brother'? I have done this with a clear conscience and clean hands." God replied, "Yes, I know you did this with a clear conscience, and so I have kept you from sinning against me. Now return the man's wife, for he is a prophet, and he will pray for you, and you will live. But if you do not return her, you and all who belong to you will die." At dawn, Abimelek summoned Abraham and confronted him. "What have you done to us? 'How have you done to us? How 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 You have done things to me that should never be done." Abraham replied and explained his motivations for the deception, stating that technically he did not lie. He explained, "Besides, she really is my sister, the daughter of my father, but not my mother, and she became my wife. When God made me wander from my father's household, I told her, 'Everywhere we go, say of me, he is my brother.'" Abimelek, understanding but still angered, gave Abraham sheep, cattle, and slaves, returning Sarah to him. "My land is before you. Live wherever you like," he said. To Sarah he declared, "I am giving your brother 1,000 shekels of silver to cover the offense against you. You are completely vindicated." Abraham and Sarah left Gerar, their possessions and status intact. But his son Isaac would return to this same land and commit the same error as his father. Because of a famine that took place years later, Isaac and Rebekah arrived in Gerar, seeking refuge. Isaac, fearful for his life due to Rebekah's beauty, claimed, "She is my sister." Everyone believed him until one day Abimelek saw Isaac caressing Rebekah. He confronted Isaac immediately. "She is really your wife. Why did you say, 'She is my sister'?" Isaac, caught in his lie, replied, "I thought I might lose my life on account of her." Abimelek, stern-faced, said, "What is this you have done to us? One of the men might have slept with your wife, bringing guilt upon us." But this time, Abimelek had learned his lesson. He ordered his people, "Anyone who harms this man or his wife shall surely be put to death." Isaac and Rebekah will spend a year in Abimelek's land, and Isaac will grow wealthy before continuing his journey, as we shall see in future videos. Regarding the skepticism around Sarah's age and how a king could desire her at 90 years old, the definitive answer remains the subject of much debate. However, one intriguing theory provides a fascinating perspective. In those ancient times, the average lifespan of prominent characters spanned hundreds of years. Sarah herself lived to be 127 years old. This means that when she was 90 years old, she was effectively in her late middle age and looked like a sublime middle-aged woman. This context makes a king's desire for her not just plausible, but entirely compelling. As for today's video, the 3 Bible stories that we presented are known in biblical studies as the wife-sister narratives. We strongly invite you to revisit chapters 12, 20, and 26 of the book of Genesis to delve into these captivating tales. For those curious about the future of Hagar, the servant Abraham acquired during his sojourn in Egypt, we recommend exploring our compelling video of Hagar and Ishmael. You will discover why Abraham exiled them to the desert and the life-threatening struggles they faced. Will there be hope for Abraham to reunite with them again?